So just got a quick video trying to rehydrate my whiskey barrel. It was about 6 months ago, and I've just had it in the lounge room. Didn't even really think that it could possibly dry out, but unfortunately it has. So it was a very nice barrel. It was from the Tasmanian Cast Company. Went there about 6 months ago. Went for a tour around the workshop, how they make them. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of work goes into making them, but as you can see, it's all bands have come loose, and you see the big gaps. So it's dried right out all the way around. So we pull the bung out, so you can see inside. So you can see big gaps everywhere in it. There you can see all the bands are loose, big gaps everywhere. Bit of a shame really. A lot of work goes into making these, and I've sort of stuffed it up just by neglecting it, and honestly did not expect it to dry out this bad. So got a couple of pots on here, heat them up to get a bit of steam going up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe take 2-3 days to slowly steam it, see if we can get the wood to swell up again. So there we go. I don't really have too high hopes to see for it working, but give it a go. When they make them, they have a special press that presses these bands down like real tight and holds it all together. So I'm just going to have to try and hit them down with a hammer once it's good. So yeah, we'll just steam it up over the next couple of days. Keep an eye on it, whack these bands down. See how we go. Hopefully it works. Pretty bit hard to see on the video, but these gaps there, they're about 3 mil. There's a fair old gap. Right, so hopefully we can get the steam to go up inside this container, get all around the barrel, and yeah, hopefully these are 11 litres each, so maybe we'll go through 8-10 of them over the next few days, and hopefully she'll swell up and seal, and then we can have some wild turkey goodness. Just came to check on it, see how it's going. It's been going for 2 hours. Pots still aren't even boiling. No steam coming off, it's doing nothing. So I think this little cooker's no good. It's obviously not going to be able to heat it up and do the job, so I'm going to have to suss something else out, I think. Piece of shit. Alright, so about 3.5 hours in. Just left it going because that's all I've got to work with at the moment. But it's a bit of steam coming off. It's pretty, water level's pretty half, so it is getting some steam up there. Not really as much as I was hoping for though. I was hoping to just really fill the barrel up to get some good steam right around the whole barrel inside. So now the heating device, I've got this, so I'm going to smash this on the side of the pot, see if we can get some more action out of it. Well, it definitely got it boiling a bit more. You had water popping up over the top, but didn't really a noticeable more steam. So maybe it's doing its thing, we'll just let it go. Pop up the water when it gets low, I suppose. As you can see the steam. There is some steam coming off there, going up into the barrel. So it is warm to the touch, so I think it has kind of been working. Like, it's warm, there's just not enough steam. I think this main gap you can see here doesn't seem to have closed up at all, but I think being warm, if I just wet it with a hose now, maybe that might help soak in a bit. Give it a go, but we'll shut it down there for the night, I think. See the gap, still pretty big. You can see so you see inside it still doesn't really seem to have changed anything, to be honest. But I think I might take it off and try and knock these rings in a bit. See if we can give a bit of tension on there, and then I'll spray it with a hose and leave it there for the night. Alright, so I'll try and hammer these rings on a little bit, and then I'll wet it down with water for the night. Well, so after knocking them rings on, some of the gaps actually seem to have closed up. They do seem to have closed up a little bit. I don't know if you can see on here, but what appears to be where the rings used to be sitting, they seem to have moved in quite a lot. As you can see here, I don't know if that's, looks like the original spot where they were. So I don't know if that's a sign of how much it's actually dehydrated. How much further in those rings are going now. So I believe originally these rings here were flush with the top. So it seems to, the whole lot seems to be going in a lot further. I think that's just because of how dehydrated it is, and hopefully we spray a bit of water on there. It is still, it's still warm to the touch, so I do believe that the theory is still solid. I just need a better setup than that to really get the water boiling and getting a decent amount of steam coming off. So we'll just wet it down with the hose for the night and see if we can come up with something different in the morning. So yeah, a big part of the reason why I'm trying to do the steam method is obviously it's a recharred barrel, so I'm trying not to soak it in water or do anything to get rid of that char that's inside the barrel. I really want to try and maintain that inside, so when I put the spirits in, the barrel does its job and flavours the spirit. If I just go dumping in a tank of water and the water gets inside it, then that's going to get the char out, and you know, it's going to lose its taste. But as you can see at the moment, the wood was warm from the steam, so it was obviously hot enough. You see now it's actually it's warm enough that it's actually evaporating the water that I just sprayed on off. So might just spend the next 15 minutes or so until it's cooled down, just keep wetting it down with water from the outside. And I don't know if I'm just hopeful, dreaming, but it seems the gaps that I think were there before do seem to be getting smaller. So the main one, so that was the main one that you were looking at before, and I do believe that it's working. Whether or not we can get a watertight seal again is another story. I don't know. I think after a few days of repeating this process, we should be able to get there. All right, here we go, day 2. the pots boiling inside already, try and speed things up a bit. I think the plan today is just use the steam to heat the barrels up, and maybe once every 2 hours or hour we'll come in and wet it down. We'll wet it down to start with as well. Yeah, we'll see how she goes today. I don't know if you can see this very well, but see the big gap? Still fairly big. There's some pretty big gaps in it. This was the main one that was bad yesterday. It's closed up a bit, but still a lot to go. Alright, we'll let that cook for a couple of hours and we'll have another look at it. Alright, so we've been going for 3 hours now, day 2. Take the tub off and see what's going on in there. I don't know if you can see this is the gap that was there this morning. Still here a bit at the top. But yeah, it definitely seems to be swelling up. I think putting the water on first and then steaming it seems to be working pretty well. Used about a third of the water there. I have topped it up this morning as well. You see, still a bit of a gap here. Definitely seems to be working though. Still swelling up, closing up. Yeah, just give it another dose with the hose, and then chuck the tub back on. Right, let that bake for a few more hours. Come and have a look again. Alright, 6 hours into day 2. Take the tub off and see how it's going. Well, it's looking pretty good. There's only a couple of spots that still look like they've got a bit of a gap. Try and find me ruler. You see here. There you go. And still get the still get the ruler in there, so it's still a pretty big gap. It's 1/2 mil ruler, so you can still get it out in there. For the most part, it's looking pretty good, really. If you look in the hole. You can't really see any daylight when you look through the bung anymore, which is good. We've got at the moment about 13 hours into steaming this and trying to rehydrate it. Maybe another 13 or so once getting the moisture get right the whole way through. So we'll wet it down again and leave it going. Alright, chuck the tub on, leave it for a few more hours. Alright, it's now 7 PM, day 2. It's been running for 13 hours now today. I'm going to shut it down for the night and take this tub off and see how she looks now. Someone hasn't really closed up. It was a bit of a bummer. The other one that was beside it, can't, goes in and sort of goes in and stops before it goes all the way through. So I just have to try and smash the bands in a bit more, maybe try and tighten it up. Obviously when they make these things, you've got a special press that comes down with a whole lot of legs that go all the way around and just pushes down. I think the company was like 15 ton or 20 ton of pressure he puts on there and pushes the band down and it brings everything together. Obviously I'm just hitting it with a hammer, so not getting quite as good a hit on there. Actually wondering if I'm better off loosening these bands back off again, allowing it to all swell without pressure on it, and then hitting them back on to give it that to sort of move around and Alright, so we'll take it off, we'll wet it down with water and we'll leave it for the night. Alright, here we go, we've got day 3. Still closing up a little bit, still a couple of gaps in there, but we'll let it run again. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm going to be able to get a few hours in today before we've got to bail out, do the Christmas thing. So yeah, we'll wet it down again and repeat the process. Alright, let's leave that to do its thing. Alright, so we're going for about 6 hours now. I'm going to shut it down and take off for a couple of days over Christmas. So yeah, we'll take it out and just wet it down again and leave it underneath the tub. It actually looks like those last ones have finally closed up. Success, I think. I can't see any gaps anywhere in it now, like not even close to getting the ruler in. That one there's probably, that's probably the biggest gap. That's probably the biggest gap in the whole thing now, so we'll wet it down over the next couple of days. Hopefully it doesn't sort of dry out too much while we're not here. And then I think we're about 25 hours into it now, trying to rehydrate it. So I think it's going to work. Watch a few other videos on YouTube, and the paraffin wax seems to be one that a lot of people use. So as a final step, I'll also use paraffin wax just to try and seal it up, make sure it hasn't got any leaks before I do a pressure test or something. But I think it's going to be successful. So 25 hours is a fair time to try and rehydrate it, but I think my plan of trying to do it from the outside and just using the steam and heating it up and saturating it, heating it up, saturating it's working. Try not to affect the char that's inside it. So yeah, we'll wet it down and cover it up and leave it for a couple of days. You can definitely feel it's a hell of a lot heavier now than it was when we first started rehydrating it. It's heaps heavier. Probably would have been interesting to actually weigh it before and after to see the difference in weight and how much water it actually holds. I reckon it's pretty, a good 5 kilos. It's a fair bit, it's definitely a lot heavier. Alright, so we'll leave it like that for a couple of days, let it sit, and hopefully it won't dry out too much before we get back. It's pretty warm at the moment here, so... Oh look, the centipede. Come for a visit. Little fella. Alright, so we'll leave it there, we'll come back in a couple of days. Alright, so we're back a couple of days later. It's Boxing Day now. Take it off and we'll have a look. Hopefully it hasn't dried out too much. Well, it still feels damp. Alright, so it looks good. It all feels like it's still damp. It actually feels damp to the touch. So yeah, now I'll try and work out some way of doing a bit of a pressure test on it and see how good it is. Alright, so I've just been mucking around blowing it in through the hole here, and it kind of seems like it may be holding pressure. just blowing with my mouth anyway, but I'm just going to put a little bit of water in from the inside, not too much because I really don't want to affect the char in there as much as possible, but it's been a little bit impatient. It's been a couple of days sitting there, so I'm going to give it a go. Another leak there. Oh, leak now the other end. Oh, it's got a few leaks here and there, but generally from what we started out with, it's pretty good really. Alright, so we'll leave that little bit of water in there and I'll chuck it back on top of the pots. We'll keep steaming it for another day, maybe another couple of days, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so you can see I've left the bung in now, so hopefully as the barrel heats up, all the water that's inside, when it tries to steam and evaporate, will go out the holes. And yeah, hopefully if we can get a bit of steam coming from the inside as well as the outside, it might work a bit better. Alright, we should be going for another 7 hours. We'll take the top off, have a look. Alright, we'll shut it down there for the day. So theory is that if we take this bung out, the water that's in there should hopefully have built up some steam pressure. So when we pull this out, hopefully we'll be able to hear something, see if it's got any pressure in there or not. So we'll have a look. Ooh. I don't know if you could hear that, but it went boom. So it definitely had some pressure in there. Might be good. Definitely had a thing in there though. So she might be sealed. So I'm just going to wet it down for the night, leave the bucket over it like it has been for the last couple of days. And then I've got to go to work tomorrow, so after work tomorrow I'll put some more water in it and we'll roll it around and see if it's sealed up. Alright, so we'll leave it there and we'll check on it tomorrow night. Alright, so we've been at this for 7 days now. Soaking it, steaming it, soaking it, steaming it over and over, turning it over, working around, and I just done it off camera and I'm pretty sure that we've got it sealed. I'm pretty stoked. I'm amazed that we've actually managed to do this, but I think the method of steaming it from the outside, trying not to affect the char on the inside, and then that last time steaming it with the little bit of water that was leaking inside, so the steam was coming out where it was leaking, has finally closed up those holes. Now you have to forgive this close-up shot of my face here, but I'll try and show you how it's sealing. So hopefully that came through on there. You can hear it just go back out. So I'm pretty confident in that. So next step now, I'm going to hit it with some paraffin wax all over and get the heat gun out and try and soak that in. But I'm cooling that good there. So I'll do the paraffin wax and then we'll chuck some water in it and hopefully it won't come out. Alright, so I've got this paraffin wax here. Got it from Big Bubble. $1.07. Cheap. Cheap, cheap. So yeah, just on the few videos I have seen on YouTube, one of the things they were using was paraffin wax, so figured it seemed to work on there, so I'll give it a go. Alright, so I've got some distilled water here. This is 15 litre, hang on. This is a 15 litre container, so I'll chuck maybe half of this in, give it a swirl around, see if there's any leaks in there. Oh, still got a leak. Still a leak down here. Oh man. There's not much coming out there, but it's just a slow drip. See if I can get it in. See it dripping there. So maybe if we put a bit more wax just on that spot, we might be able to seal that bit up. Alright, so it's been mucking around for a bit, going over a couple of little spots that were leaking with the paraffin wax, and managed to get it sealed up. Just so stoked we can finally, we can keep using this barrel, it's not just going to become an ornament. So the next step is to fill her up. They say we've got to leave it for 3 years to do its thing, I suppose, get the flavour out of the wood, the char. I think the only reason we've actually been able to rehydrate it and seal it up and get it to work again being as much of a peanut as I was and letting it dry out and just disrespecting it basically, just down to the pure craftsmanship of the guy that's a Tasmanian cast company that made it in the first place. So if you can drink it that much and dry it out that much, spend a few days and rehydrate it and get it to seal up again as well as this has, just goes to show you how well it's been made in the first place, I reckon. So yeah, super happy. We'll fill it up, wait for a few years, we'll have some wild turkey. Still amazed that it worked. Alright, so this is the go-go juice I got off my brother-in-law. It's just a clear spirit he's made up. So I've got this alcohol meter. Check this in, I've got some here in the cup. Oh, jeez. Damn. We'll drop this in there. And, it's got numbers up here which I believe represent the percentage of alcohol. So, yeah, we'll chuck that in. Oh. Bouncing. So, is that on the bottom? No. So it's probably about 78%. So I want to end up with around 40%. So I've got about 25 litres of this. So I need to put, say, 20 litres. Don't know if that's good maths or not, but I'll say about 20 litres of distilled water to the 25 litres of this. It should be somewhere around 40-ish, which is good because that's 45 litres. I've got a 50 litre barrel, so it should work out pretty good. Alright, so I've got the barrel out here in my old Metro van. It's a beast. Plan is to eventually do this up as a mobile bar, but yeah, once my shed's built I'll do that. So yeah, I've got the barrel in here. Yeah, there's a good spot out of the way. We'll fill her up and let her sit. Alright, so I've only actually ended up putting one of these 15 litre containers of water in with the 2 lots of the other. So I think we'll just, it's about here. So I think we'll leave it there. So we'll chuck the bone. So I've been keeping an eye on it as I've been filling it up and haven't noticed any leaks anywhere, so good news. Still amazed that it's actually worked. I'm a metal guy by trade, so wood's a bit unfamiliar. It's just amazing how much it swells up, how much moisture it can hold. So obviously at the moment it's super saturated because of what I've been doing over the last week, so hopefully, I don't know, I'm hoping that having the liquid in it, it won't dry out and contract and start leaking. So hopefully the fact that it's actually got liquid inside, it should stop that happening. I guess the only time will tell. So yeah, we'll leave it for 3 years. Christmas 2022. We should be able to have a drink of some turkey from this barrel. If you've watched to the end, cheers.